We'll wait for one more minute, then we'll start. Okay, we'll start. Hello everyone, I am Rahul Sankanur. I've secured All India Rank 17 in Civil Service Examination 2018. I'm presently at LBS Academy, Mussoorie. So we'll have this format for this session. So the people who belong to the page, they have given me around 7 to 8 questions. So what we'll do is we'll first try to answer those 7 questions. Then after that, I'll look at the comments and we'll see if we can answer some questions. Okay. I think, am I audible? I think some heads up in the comment section. I think it'll be good. Am I audible? ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆನಾ? Okay, thank you. So, starting about the preparation strategy. Preparation strategy ಹೇಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ. I'll talk about the journey. I think that will help you in identifying where I made the mistakes and where I made the improvements which I did, which will help you in identifying the strategy. Initially, my initial attempts, what I used to do was I used to just go, read and come. I'd always give a lot of importance to basics. So ಅದಕ್ಕೆ my prelim score used to be always very high, around 130, 140 level ಇರೋದು. But when it comes to mains, the mistake I did was I did not write answers. So answer writing ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ, because of which I clear mains, go to the interview and I used to fail. So this time what happened, the advantage in what worked for me was I gave a lot of importance to answer writing in mains. Somewhere I realized that things are not working in interview. The interview average scores ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. Mains ಅಲ್ಲಿ I have to do really well ಅಂತ. So mains was a place where I made a lot of changes. What changes I made in mains is first I started writing answers. Of course, there's the typical introduction, body, conclusion. But the thing we should understand is all of us know this strategy: prelims, mains, and introduction, body, conclusion. And everyone knows it. You need to bring in some novelty in your answers, and that novelty in your answers comes up in the form of, say, maps, block diagrams, flowcharts. See, most of us are not very intelligent to come up with flowcharts. All of us are like, we are good at writing. So what you should do is, for every subtopic, say agriculture or education, you should make one block diagram or one graph ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರಬೇಕು. For example, education idre, if we are talking about education, the literacy percentage in, say, 1947, in 1971, in 1991, and 2019, 2020. So there should be a graph which will show you the gradual improvement in education. Say even food security or the amount of rice production in India. If agriculture iddaga, you will always find a question on increasing the productivity. So you can put a graph saying in 1950s we used to produce so many million tons. When we went ahead, after Green Revolution, it almost tripled or 4 times. So this will show that certain government initiatives will help in increasing the production, will act as a multiplying factor. So this ready reckoner graph should be there for every subtopic or every major topic in GS3 especially. So GS3 is like that. GS, when it comes to international affairs, what you need to this thing is what you need to do is try to draw a world map. I know I've seen some answers of seniors who cleared before me. ಅವ್ರೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, I remember there was a question on India-South Korea relation, and that topper did not know anything about India-South Korea. So what that person did was, that person drew a Asia map, drew India, and only South Korea that person drew, and they showed a link between India and South Korea, and they wrote and they wrote some very generic specific topics based on which are connected to shipping or technology. So instead of getting half a mark, you'll get 1.5 mark. And believe me, 1 mark also plays a very, very important role. This second is writing with point wise baritiro, or you write it in the form of essays. I'd recommend, I used to write point wise because it's very easy for them to evaluate. And there's, see, these days what I'm saying is the answers, the questions are very generic. I remember in my in the previous attempt, there was a question on how do you preserve the art and culture in India. Now, this question is very generic. So what you need to do is you have to break that question. You have to say, why do we need to break art and why do we need to conserve art and culture? How we can conserve? Why is it not being conserved? And what are the government initiatives? So this 10-mark question, when you split it up into different modules, it will give a very good structure for the evaluator. It will be very, very different. So whenever a very generic question comes, see to it that you break it into small parts, very specific parts, and answer. And when you break it into specific parts, every part should have 4 points. So generally, if you had not broken it into specific parts, you would have answered one dimension of the question saying, why do we need to conserve art and culture? You'll write, say, 5 points. But if you have made sub parts, made 4 subheadings, and everywhere you're writing 4 points, you're actually writing 4 into 4, 16 points for a 10-mark answer. So generally, instead of getting, say, 3.5 or 4 marks, you're getting around 7 or 8 marks, or maybe at least 6.5 marks. It's a very, very high score. So for every question, try to bring in some novelty. Another thing which I've realized in this course of preparation is how do you answer very generic questions? Say, for example, there's a question on secularism. How do I frame the question? Secularism in India is undergoing a transformation, something like that. Now, for such questions, of course, we have our arguments, counter arguments. But the definition of such topics, secularism, communism, communalism and all, they require some specific definitions from some valid sources. So what you need to do, you need to dig in and do some research. Generally, in answers, what I see is when a generic question is given, we write a generic answer. If there's a question, say, what are the pros and cons of Fasal Bima Yojana? We'll say pros of Fasal Bima Yojana are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what are the problems or issues of Fasal Bima Yojana? We'll again say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But a question on communalism, or say secularism, or what do you say about the changing rural landscape in India? When such a thing comes, you need to start with a very concrete introduction. That will come if you do research and give a very standard definition, saying according to, say, United Nations something secularism is, according to some thinkers communalism is. So you should give very, very concrete answer, very, very concrete introduction when you start, and body of course will start. See, any person, in life also generally, when we are telling something, if you do 2 things, the other person will be impressed. One is if you give examples. Second is if you substantiate using very, very logical, factual arguments. So for every point, see to at least once in 2 points in your answer, give an example and give a very substantial fact by some famous organization. Say you're saying agriculture, you're saying in India so many percentage of farmers are marginalized farmers. So when you are saying that, you quote some research, quote some organization which has quoted that figure. So according to WHO, according to UNO, suppose there's a question on corona, quote WHO extensively. For that, you need to make a separate book or a separate fact book, which will only have facts, and that should be categorized. So if you do this, I think it will be of greater advantage. So GS 1, 2, 3 are on the similar lines. 2, I can give one value addition. Try to write articles and this specific sections, law commissions and all. So you need to maintain a simple fact book. A fact book alli ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಬರೀರಿ and keep on revising at least once a week, once in 2 weeks. ನೀವು ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ you will be able to, it will be on your fingertips. When it comes to ethics, see, ethics ಮತ್ತೆ essay na ಕೂಡಿ prepare ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Essay and ethics are very, very close to one another, although on the outside it doesn't look very close. You need to by heart many quotations. See, last year when I was writing, the first essay I chose was, I think, was a quotation by Dwight Eisenhower. I don't think many people would have known that it's a quotation from Dwight Eisenhower. So when you write, this is a quotation by Dwight Eisenhower, in the middle, in somewhere in the essay, evaluator will be very much impressed that this person is a well-read person. So, and even ethics. So uh, uh, see to it that you by heart lot of quotations, and in answers. See, ethics has two parts. Um, one is the theory part, another is the case study part. So ನೀವು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ, when it comes to the first part, try to add as many quotations. Start with a quotation and try to add anecdotes, stories. ನಾನು write lot of stories on, say, ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ವಿವೇಕಾನಂದ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ APJ Abdul Kalam. When integrity is something like that comes, you have to mention Sir M. Vishwesvaraya. When someone like patriotism comes, mention APJ Abdul Kalam. Or again, talking about sacrifice or ethics, you can mention Swami Vivekananda. So see to it that your ethics first part is filled with very factual content. Fill it with factual content and not just typical English. The evaluator will be compelled to give 1 or 2 marks extra. And in case studies, see to it that when they say what do you do, or substantiate your stand. Now generally in as an administrator, so if the case study is, suppose you are an administrator, you there's a superior, there's a senior of yours who is indulging in corruption. What will you do? Now generally we say, from the point of view of a junior will write, or a point of view of a person who is in the government will write. But when they say substantiate, you start from basic things. One is, of course, as an officer, then someone belong to the government. These are two dimensions. Then as a citizen, what as a citizen, if you support him, what wrongs you are doing. As a human being, what you are doing, because if a person is doing corruption, some other human being is being targeted, is being exploited. So bring in different dimensions. As a family member, you can see. As a son, you can say. So the more dimensions you bring in, the better. So this is brief about GS 1, 2, 3, 4. Prelims. See, prelims requires a lot of conceptual understanding. Too much of conceptual understanding you need to have. So for that, the only way I feel, the two ways by which you can get that conceptual understanding. One is, of course, repeated revisions. So before prelims, see to it that you do at least 3 or 4 times revision of the whole syllabus. Second and most important thing is mock test. Now ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ, ಮಾಕ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬರೀತೀವಿ. ಮಾಕ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬರೆದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಗೆಟ್ ವೆರಿ ಲೋ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್, ಲೈಕ್ ಗುರು ಐ ಡಿ ನಾಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಗುಡ್ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಅಂತ, ವಿ ಗೆಟ್ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಯಾಡ್. If we get good scores, we just leave it. We do not analyze the test paper which we have solved. So if you want to get good scores, see to it that when you write a mock test, analyze each and every question. Why, suppose you have attempted a question and you have gone wrong. Now, why did I go wrong? See, when you tick a question based on some assumption you would have made, you would have ticked that option. Some assumption you would have made. So why did I assume that? So is it because I did not read the question properly, or my conceptual understanding of the question itself or the topic itself was wrong? Then you go back to your books and study. So when you're doing the mock test, see to it that you study and you do this introspection a lot, so that every time you prepare, every time you write mock test, you are improving, at least by some topics. How to read Hindu is another question. See, newspapers, more than what to read, you need to know what you should not read. So don't read local politics, don't read state politics. Nationally also, full politics, if there is national politics, do not read. If there is a national policy level issue, please read. Sports column, if sports is not one of the hobbies, don't read. So you are reading what for national policies, state policies if they are very very important, economy, society, current affairs, international issues, editorial, and of course a business and economy thing. So instead of a 16-page paper, it will be reduced to say 8 or 9 pages, which you can do. I did not. I used to write. What I used to do was I used to uh, make notes of newspaper, but it was not useful. What used to happen was I write notes, then I'll get some coaching center ka compiled material of newspapers of current affairs. When I compare my notes, which I have prepared out of Letaji, and compare it with say coaching center material where people are paid to make notes, um, uh, so I'd always take the coaching center one. So what you do is um, give lot of read your paper, give lot of importance to reading the newspaper. If they're very important case studies, suppose you're reading a newspaper and you come across a religious place, a temple, where people belonging to all sections, all religions, Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Buddhist, Jains, everyone is coming and worshipping, note it down. So because you will be able to quote that case study in GS1. Or if suppose there's some important figure, some important quote by WHO chief, you do that. If that's the case, otherwise do not make. I'm not a person, or this interesting fact, then you do. Otherwise do not. I'd always recommend not to make notes out of newspaper. uh, Refer the current affairs material given by the coaching centers thing. And regarding Yojana Kurukshetra, you can write, you can read, but see, the funda of civil services preparation is do not read anything if you cannot revise. Suppose the people who read big books like say Pax Indica. Now, I did not read it because if I read that book, I don't make notes, I don't underline, I don't revise. There's no use. You're not here for intellectual enjoyment. That you can always do later. So only things which are very valid, read them. Otherwise, don't read. The third question is interview in local language. You can give interview in local language. You can give it in Kannada, Marathi, Gujarati, but you have to mention it during, I think, main stage. You have to mention that I'll give interview in this thing, local language. Don't worry, there will be translators from very, very important, from who are working in Delhi, will be working with parliamentarians, so you don't have to worry about whether I'll get a person who will translate or not, so you don't have to worry. Note making. See, I see many aspirants who make notes of everything. You should not make notes of everything. For example, Lakshmikant, I'm sure most of you are referring. You should not make notes of Lakshmikant because Lakshmikant is designed in a way that it is in the form of notes itself. So what you can do is maximum out of the Lakshmikant thing in the corner, in the margins, you can make notes. So when you are going through the book, you can just flip over the pages, see only in the margins, and if there's something in the margins, you can just memorize. Don't make notes for it. Even Spectrum, I'm not the person who will encourage making notes for Spectrum because it is again very concise. Don't make notes. NCERT don't make notes because NCERT again margin. I'm a firm believer of making margin notes. So NCERT are reading, say geography are reading earthquakes and all. Side may make there's a column ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು notes ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಬಿಡಿ important points ಬರ್ಕೊಂಬಿಡಿ. So next time when you're going through the book, just read the margin things, not make extra notes. Notes you need to make if you are referring some resource material, or say you have read Yojana. Yojana alli there are around 8 or 9 articles. So out of 8 or 9 articles, you'll pick up 4. Those 4 articles you'll pick up and you will make small notes. And that you need to revise. Otherwise, don't make notes. Regarding timetable, for me, following a routine was very, very important because generally we get diverted or distracted by other things. So what you do is, it's up to you. Sleep maybe for 7 hours a day. Apart from that, what you maybe a 10 hours. Initially, you can start by say 10-hour study routine. So 10-hour study routine, break it into say 1.5 hours. So 1.5 hours when you start 1.5 hours, 1.5 hours. So you read for 1.5 hours, break for say half an hour. Then read 1.5 hours, break for half an hour. In half an hour, I used to see some YouTube videos, some non-academic, some fun, say music or a TV show for half an hour. Maybe Friends or I don't know, 2.5 Men or Big Bang Theory, anything which we used to prepare. So when you are doing that, what you do is there's no monotony. But when you make a routine, at least for 7 day routine you need to have. So for the next 7 days, every slot, what I'm going to study. So there's a micro plan and a macro plan. Macro plan is I'll study, say, polity for 10 days. 10 day I'm going to study polity. Micro plan is how am I going to split each and every class, each and every chapter of polity, how, in which slot am I putting it. So that also you have to come. So 7 day plan you need to have, and also a micro plan. Now, how much time you give for each subject, it's up to you. I mean, it is, see, for example, for an engineer like me, polity and economy would take more time because I've never studied. Geography, history, I felt were easier for me. So you need to come up with some plan, some assumption, so that you are able to clearly identify where you have to put in. I think some of my batchmates are pulling my leg. Timetable is over. Prelims, what if I score low in mock? Again I'm telling you, scoring low in mock is not something you should be worried, because what happens is coaching centers, in order to get new questions from some corner, they start extracting questions. So don't worry about that. Only worry is if I attempt a question and I go wrong, why did I go wrong? If मैं तुक्का मार दिया, I guessed a question, so you need to also identify in which areas you can guess. I somewhere knew that when it comes to economy, I'm bad at guessing, but somewhere when it comes to art and culture and well as polity, I can somehow guess. Maybe out of 4 options, if I am able to eliminate 2 options, I'll be able to guess. So you have to, even analyzing your mock test, you can do 2 things: which area you are good at guessing, and second is, why did I go wrong? Which topic am I missing? So I think the more mock tests you solve, you'll be able to actually realize the importance of mock tests. The last question, then we'll talk about the question. We'll take questions from the group. So, do we need to go to Delhi? I think that's a very question. Now I don't think you need to go to Delhi, because one is there are coaching centers all across India, everywhere you can go. One, and the second most important thing is everything is available online. The online classes are available online, and online material is available online. So you don't have to always go to Delhi, because Delhi is expensive, and people, maybe if they are from southern states, the climate is extreme. It can go as low as 5 degrees, 4 degrees, and can go as high as 45, 46 degrees. And food will be an issue. And I mean, it's not very easy. So if you are staying at home, use online use the material available online properly, and I think you'll be able to crack the examination. But if you're studying at home itself, not going to any coaching center, I'll always recommend you to be in touch with someone who is preparing or who has cleared. You require guidance, because unlike before, where only in libraries or in very few places the material was available, in the present times there's information overflow, so you will end up reading everything. You need to do this cost benefit analysis, and only a person who has prepared earlier will be able to tell whether that book is good or not. So I think be in touch with some senior who is preparing. So I think I've answered the questions which were given by the people belonging to the group. So now I look at the comments and maybe answer some questions. Did you stay in Delhi? By Anchita. Yes, I did stay in Delhi. I was in Old Rajendra Nagar. I stayed there for 3 years, then I came down to Bangalore. How do you study too many reports? See, you don't have to study too many reports. You need to study. If I have taken anthropology optional, and so I have to study Khaka report, Ministry of Tribal Affairs annual report. So maybe when it comes to GSB, some reports you don't have to study. I'm telling you, if there is any, it's always better to put the hard-working portion of preparation to coaching centers. Let them come up with a summary and read that. I think that's always better. Economic survey, you should read. I think apart from that, I do not see any space. Or maybe that India 2020, there was a report that I studied. Apart from that, I used to read summaries. please share your UPSC scorecard. I think please refer the internet. I think it's there. How do you select optional subject is one question. Then talk about personality test, second question. Optional personality test. Preparation for beginners, 3. Okay. Now I'll answer these questions. Optional subject, see, generally what you can do is, my option is anthropology. See, optional, first thing you need to do is you need to talk to people who are preparing and try to identify which optional you will get material. See, if I want to study statistics, I'm interested in statistics, but there's no material, there's no person who is giving coaching, and the trends of statistics is low. Even if you take statistics, you'll be at the losing side. So, which are the optionals in which you're interested and in which are decently scoring? First, you need to identify that. Second, talk to seniors who are preparing for civil services and identify whether material is available, coaching is available, and all those things. Third is, if you do these two things, you'll be able to come to a conclusion where you'll be identifying 5 or 6 options. Then look at the syllabus. Then narrow down to one. See, no one will recommend you take this option. It is individual choice. I like biology, and I wanted to study society and all, which I had not done because I had done my engineering. So I thought anthro is a good thing, and another friend of mine, he had recommended, I think anthro is a good subject for you.
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದಾರೆ ಅದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ 300 ಏನು ಇದ್ರು 300
generally in the social media there's a lot of news, which says this question is asked in IAS interview, this question is asked in IAS interview. It's not that. The first question they ask you when you sit for interview is, are you comfortable? They'll make you, if you are panicking, they'll make you drink water. So they'll see to it that you are not worried. So don't worry about this personality test. So generally the 3 areas in which interview takes place, the questions take place. One is a DIF. So before attending the interview, we write something called detailed application form, where we mention our background, family background, the place we came, education qualification, or my hobbies, achievements. So see, it's like our whole personality is there in that form, detailed application form. There'll be question on that one. Second is based on current affairs. Third is situation-based questions. Say you are the district commissioner of district. These are rights. What will you do? How will you see to it that minimum damage is there? Or there is floods. How will you take care of the flood situation? So these are 3 categories in which questions are asked. Don't worry. Of course, there is stress interview, and that takes place very rarely. You don't have to worry. The people who are taking interview very well know that we are under stress, so we don't have to worry about it. The third question, optional one was one. Personality test or interview was one. Beginners, how do you start? If you are from zero, start reading. First of all, most importantly, you need to know that civil's preparation is not very easy. You need to be dedicated. You need to put a lot of effort. So, are you really into it, or it's because of your parents' pressure, or it's because of peer pressure? You need to identify. If you're passionate, only then you come in. Otherwise, there are many avenues, career avenues where you can go. If you're sure you want to get in, start with reading newspapers. I'd recommend Hindu, because Hindu has good this thing. Hindustan Times is good, Times of India is good. Also not Times, Indian Express is good. As I discussed earlier, there are certain areas only where you have to concentrate. Once you start reading newspaper every day, start with NCRTs. You can start with NCRTs from say 8th standard. Not all the books, some are very basic, you can avoid. Otherwise, you can start with basics, NCRT 8th standard. Then when you are very comfortable on basic levels, you can start with, then thirdly, spend time on which option you have to take. Then maybe coaching center you want to go, or self-study. So these steps if you follow, you'll be able to begin your civils preparation properly. So these 3 questions I answered. Any other questions? Which is a better option, English or Kannada? I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, brother. I can't, because I do not know your background. Sorry. Any other questions? I've got Karnataka cater. I've been allotted Karnataka cater. How many years did I prepare? 2000 from 12. I left my job in 2012. From that time, I started preparing. So it's been 4 years. Which magazine is good? See, I used to refer Vision IAS magazine, which I felt was quite effective. Yojana, at some point of time I read, but what I felt was I cannot revise it. So if I can't revise it, it was of no use. So, but sometimes I'd read some random this thing. EPW, if you belong to sociology, anthropology, science also, selectively you can read articles, but not don't read everything because it's too much. There's too much of it. So only selective things. Apart from this, I think the coaching center material, or you can go to the bookstore and they'll help you with the magazines. I mean, don't read too many magazines because already you have so much to study. Yes, preparation needed. See, you can clear in first attempt. So I mean, it's not like you need to give this thing. How to start answer writing? Yeah. See, answer writing is another area which I failed, and I think I can give very good insights on answer writing. Answer writing is very important. Very, very important. I lost many years because of answer writing. I lost 2-3 years because of. So what you do is, if you're starting with answer writing, start with those topics where you already know the answer. For example, questions such as, what is the difference between parliamentary form of governance and presidential form of governance? Hello. So what is the difference between parliamentary form of governance and presidential form of governance? So when this happens, so you already know the answer. When you already know the answer, so you will give importance to the structure of the answer: introduction, body, conclusion, and all those things. So when you write an answer, go to any websites. I used to go to this IAS Baba. There is one. I did answer writing in Insights, but answer writing test series I joined Insights, but answer writing practice I started from IAS Baba. There's one program. I do not know where. Static questions are provided, and we give answers. So, what are the outcomes? I mean, what is there? It's 42nd Amendment to the Constitution. How important is 42nd Amendment to the Constitution? What is cabinet form of democracy? So these are very generic questions. So you write your answer and compare it with people who have written the answers in those websites. When you do this comparison, you'll be able to analyze whether you're good, how you can improve, where you can improve, what points you can add. Once you're comfortable with the structure of the answers, you can start writing questions. You can start writing answers for the questions which are based on current affairs. Do not jump into current affairs initially, because you will first of all not know the answer. So if you do not know the answer, it's completely waste of attempting, because you will actually spend your energies on knowing and formulating the answer than concentrating on the structure. So you can do this. How to these insights better? I'm no person to answer that. Any other question? Which optional is easy? I think it depends on the individual. Giving interview in local language, will it be bad? Nodi, interview kannadadallu kodbodu, ಯಾವ ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ಕೊಡಬಹುದು. ನೀವು ಕನ್ನಡದಾಗ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಂದಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಏನು ಹೆದರೋದೇನು ಬೇಡ. ಆಂಥ್ರೋಪಾಲಜಿ ಬಿಗಿನರ್ಸ್ ಗೈಡ್ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ, ನನ್ನ ಬ್ಲಾಗ್ ಇದೆ rahulsanknoor.blogspot.com. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಫುಲ್ ನಂದೆಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಬರ್ದೇನೆ. ಗಿವನ್ ಮೈ ಬುಕ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್, ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರೆಫರ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. ನಾನು ರೆಫರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಬ್ರೈನ್ ಟ್ರೀ. ಸೊ ಆಂಥ್ರೋಪಾಲಜಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ನಾನು ಐ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಒನ್ ಬೇಸ್ ಮಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ದಟ್ಸ್ ಬ್ರೈನ್ ಟ್ರೀ, and I kept on building on that. So there was brain tree, then there was Peanut, there was Kaka report, there was Muniratna Reddy notes, there was Rahul Venkat notes, then there was Mota Ministry of Tribal Affairs wala notes. So I kept on adding, consolidate marta hode. Now the mistake I did was I did not have a single consolidated notes. I mean, I would have, say, if there is a question on, say, Sanskritization, I would have 5 definitions of Sanskritization in various materials. So I did not have a consolidated thing. Maybe I think that mistake, if you can solve in your preparation, that's kind of good. How cadre is allotted? Now, what happens is during mains, give a preference of services as well as state cadres. So we give priorities. So I want first IAS, IPS, IRS, IFS. I give a priority. And states also, I want Karnataka, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Kerala. So I give this priority based on a ranking we are given. So it's quite transparent. You don't have to worry. Which website did you refer? ನಾನು ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಡಿಮೆ ರೆಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. ವೆರಿ ಲೆಸ್ ಡಿಡ್ ಐ ರೆಫರ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್. I refer mainly. So I referred. I told IS Baba that static wala, for that I referred. Then I didn't insights. I used to give test series, so I did not refer. Other Secura I did not refer actually. Then the PIB sometimes I would refer, but again I felt it's information overload. So I think or general, I think internet more than coaching centers, websites, I'd generally refer. If I need something, I'd refer the internet for other things to add value, to do value addition. And the website which I generally used to refer are not IS websites. Say WHO website, some link came, or down to earth website which is actually interesting, that also you can refer for some specific material. But don't stick on to those websites, because the information is so much that you'll feel everything is important and you will end up not reading anything, not memorizing anything. How to stay motivated in this journey? Okay. See, I think the passion will drive you. I think if civils preparation, at least, if the passion is not driving you, it's very tough to have that that momentum going on. So luckily, I wanted to be in public service. Clearing the examination, but because of some issues of answer writing, not the answer writing, interview not doing well. So somewhere I knew I'm very close. So I identified the mistakes. Motivated is always self. Of course, there are times when you are low, motivation levels are low. That time you need to have a good friend circle. I was fortunate to have very good friends circle as well as in Bangalore. And there are times where you can't tell everything to your parents. You can't tell come down, you are doing good. Suppose if you had left your job, they'll always say preparation to do, come back to your work and start working. Having good friends is very important. You are also motivated, equally motivated. So if you clear, I think actually if you are motivated and you have the similar relation with your friends, everyone will clear. I'm lucky that most of my friends are very well. Friends, passion, and taking breaks. I think another reason why motivation level comes down is because we burn out. Some topic is very interesting. We study. We study that day. We put in like 16 hours of study. Next day we are low. So avoid that. That's why I think how's life at the academy? Life at the academy is very good. I can tell you with surety that life is not tough. Exams are there, but it is not. I think many civil officers will say that the toughest exam you will have is clearing the examination. After that, there are no examinations. It's always the service, the work. It's also easy. So a lot of cultural activities, lots of sports, lots of things happening. They make very good friends. So it's fun. Essay writing tips. Essay writing, again, essay is one place where you can actually score very well. I know aspirants who did only two things: essay and their personality test, that is interview, and they got into the service. So essay, what you do is, have templates of essay. You need to see that you have templates. So I have two templates. So in one template, template is like this thing, model. So I'll start with the story. I'll start with story, then I'll come with the thesis statement. I'll connect the story with the topic. Then I'll say in the following essay, let us discuss the positives of, say, the question is reforms in education. So let us discuss the reforms in education. Let us also discuss why we need reforms. Let us discuss why the present reforms are not. So when you write such a thesis statement, the person who is evaluating will know that this is the structure of the essay. So it is very easy to read. But the essays we write, all of us, me also, we think that the other person is able to understand, but he will not understand what the context we are making. So some way of connecting words between the paragraphs, we are able to connect. Figures are clear, but still. So you talk about reforms. Then you say, then you will discuss the reforms system. Let us discuss what else can be done or why the reforms have not been effective. So you lead the evaluator into what you are writing. So that is one template. Second template is first one you start with the story. Second one you start with say anecdote or a quotation, and don't write this thesis statement there. Write subheadings. So both the essays should be very different. And a very good essay is one where there is lot of questioning and answering. Lot of dimensions which are brought in. Why, how, what, when. The more dimensions, the more interesting it is. And the more examples you need. So don't essays not be very boring and very monotonous. See to it that there are examples, anecdotes, and this structure. So all of you should see to it that you have templates for essays. So age matters. I think age is just a number. I don't know. I mean, people who clear at younger age, maybe they may be preparing for earlier time from before. So don't worry about the age and all. Prelims preparation, Amit. Prelims preparation, I think we've already spoken. Give a lot of importance to concepts. At least 3 or 4 revisions and a lot of marks. How should you develop a hobby for interview? I think very, very tough question. How do you prepare a hobby? I mean, you have a hobby you develop a hobby not because of interview, develop a hobby because you like a hobby. I mean, try to introspect. There must be something in which you're interesting. At least sky gazing, there are people whose hobby sky gazing. People who like to be debating. Your hobby need not be very hi-fi like I play guitar, mandolin, I dance, Bharatanatyam. It can be simple things, reading books, seeing movies. There should be some hobby which you can. How to approach NCRTs? See, NCRTs are important. See, you need to also understand how your primary education and till 10th education was. If your education was good, you don't have to study from 6th standard. That's what I believe. If your education was good, you can start from 8th or 9th standard and don't read every book, every NCRT. The very specific NCRTs which you need to see. For example, geography NCRT is very important. 10th, 11th, 12th. Polity is important. 10th. Post-independence India, I think 11th is very important. Economy, 11th. Microeconomics is not very important. 12th, microeconomics is important. Macroeconomics is important. So see to it that you do not put in efforts in unnecessary places. Again, my blog. See, I don't want to discuss things which are like what is the structure of exam, civil service exam, book list and all, because I'm sure everyone would have told about it. But the book list I referred is present in my blog rahulsankalur.blogspot.com. Please refer that, and I think your book list. There are a lot of questions on book list, so you can refer the blog. So does rank matter with service preferences? Yes. I think the higher, for example, if your preference is first is IAS, second is IPS, and you get say a ranking of say 110 and you're in general merit. So IAS generally for general merit closes at 93. So you will not get your first preference. So ranks does matter for your service preference. How to prepare economy by Lakshita. See, economy first start with. I'll tell you how I prepared, and later I got to know some other books are also effective. So read 10th economy, NCRT, 12th economy, NCRT. Then Sriram IAS will come, Adondodi. Then budget economic survey, very, very important. One more very, very effective thing of scoring good marks is for every subtopic of GS, every subtopic, say agriculture, say horticulture, you should make up notes. And that note should not be like 5-6 pages. There should be one sheet of notes and small words, small phrases should be mentioned where you will tell, say, horticulture. What is horticulture? Definition of horticulture. How much is the contribution of horticulture to the overall agricultural GDP? Which are the places where horticulture is, the potential of horticulture is there? Per acre, per hectare horticulture, how much money we get? Per agriculture, how much we get? So these are the 5-6 points where you can write in any horticulture question. So economy, when you say, when there's a question on, say, economy, what's that? Technology, planning, or agriculture, or industrialization. When there's a question, economy and industrialization, there's a question. You should have some notes. When industrialization began, how much is the percentage of industries, contribution of industries to Indian economy? How much employment does it take? So all these things you need to make small notes. If you make small notes, you will be able to put it in any answer related to that question. So economy, I think. I heard later, I got to know that Mrunal also has very good videos on economy. So even that you can refer. So Sriram, NCERT, budget, economic survey, current affairs, vision magazine, and all those things, and Mrunal. These things, if you refer, I think. Any tips for aspirants in electronics and communication branch during graduation? I think you can start with newspapers and NCERT. That's what I think. Is history NCERT important? See, I had prepared studying the old NCERT. It was good, but I think Spectrum covers most of it. I also read Bipin Chandra and made notes. So that's it. Importance of Main 365. When I was there, I think I studied Main 365 extensively. It was helpful, but again, I'd emphasize on the fact that along with Main 365, every subtopic makes some small notes. Please tell about CSAT. See, CSAT is not very, very tough. CSAT, you need to just get 27 questions, if I'm not wrong. So practice. See, reading comprehension is very important. What you can do is, for people who are preparing, find it tough for CSAT, reading comprehension you start. There are some very simple tricks. If you do that, I think you'll be able to do it. But actually, I'm telling you, CSAT is easy. Don't panic. And every day, if you do 1 hour, that's more than enough. If we reach interview and not selected, is there any government job? The government of India came up with a proposal that people who come up for the interviews, their marks will be published in public domain, and private sector personnel can hire them. That's one. Second is, some even 2-3 years back, Sports Authority of India recruited some people who have gone to interview level into their organization. So there are some, of course, job opportunities for people who reach the interview and not get through. Books for beginners, of course, is NCERT and newspaper. Which book do you suggest for modern history? Old NCERT, Spectrum. These two books are good. And Bipin Chandra, because Bipin Chandra will give you, for mains, Bipin Chandra is very effective because the points he gives and dimensions, the examples he gives are very, very good. In Bipin Chandra, for mains, if you can make notes, again, any book you read, make notes. Big books, make notes, and it will help you. Can we give interview in both Hindi and English? No, you have to take one language. So, which book for CSAT? CSAT, I think, which is that? R.S. Agarwal. And read those tricks. On the internet, you will get how to do reading comprehension and all. Kannada literature is optional. ಹೌದು, ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಇದೆ actually. I'm quite surprised. Kannada literature. So I think it's a good optional, and I think this time it has done well. Kannada literature has done well. Any tips for MSc chemistry? People who have done chemistry optional in my batch. But sorry. Tell books for anthropology. I think please refer my blog rahulsamnoor.blogspot.com, so you can do it. Best magazine, I'd say I'd refer Vision IAS. So Vision was effective. Cutoff for IPS, again it is changing. I think this time general merit cutoff was 233 rank or something, 233, 234 rank, something like that. It depends. I mean, it depends on the person, because now we are seeing a lot of people taking IRS IT income tax, IRS income tax also, and a lot of people in the top they are getting into Indian foreign service also. So it keeps on changing. Who to cover mathematics for CSAT? I think RS Agarwal should be good.